Steve and Jill here.
Howdy.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Steve and Jack Butella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about the 5 levels of Land Academy progress. And we just collaborated before the show and found out once again that Jill has a completely different idea about what this show should be like or is. And I have a different idea. And I think that's part of the value.
In my defense, can I just say the original title, the working title is not the final title. So
What's the working title?
The title I'm staring at is the 5 levels of land company progress.
Oh.
So how do you see, so is it going to be different?
Well, let's just, there's 5 levels to this.
You know what? This is going to be cool.
Yeah.
You'll talk about 5 levels of land academy progress, and then I'll talk about other things, which are the 5 levels of land company progress.
I mean land company progress. So I don't mean, this is not the 5 levels of land academy progress. Okay. I read it wrong.
Oh, okay.
The 5 levels of land company progress.
Thanks.
But at this, we still have different ideas on it.
It's okay.
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free.
Umberto asks, greetings. I tried posting something yesterday similar to this, but I don't think it posted. Who in here just finished the course and is working on getting their website, phone, mailbox, and getting ready to find their area to mail? That's where I am. Any suggestions from more advanced people in here? Thanks. Well, of course, in true form, there are some advanced people that made some comments. Marcus said, I'm working my way through the course step by step as needed instead of all at once. I have a P.O. box set up, no website, all calls going to my cell. Just got my first signed offer back. And then Umberto said, hi, Marcus, and congrats on the first signed offer. It's a whole little dialogue here. I wanted to finish the course and then go back and do one step at a time after getting a full view. And that's where it stops. And I love that. And I've heard other people doing that. And I think that's a really, really good way. Watch it all the way through. Then go back. And that's what I've heard from a lot of people that were really successful. They said, I watched the whole thing through. I got my head around the whole thing, what's coming, what's all it's all about, what to expect, where it's going to end, and then they went back and rewatched everything like he did and just went, now I'm going to start this one, and then follow through. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, here's my take on this and the real reason I included it. Everybody's different.
It's true.
We had a member for a very long time who never had a website, used his personal cell phone, sent out a bunch of mail. I mean, there's no replacement for getting the data. Right. Sent out a bunch of mail. In fact, he's still a member now that I'm thinking about it. Wants every single call to go to him, and he's doing great. And he only sells on Craigslist. That's all he sells to. And then he sells to habitual buyers that he collects.
Right.
There's that one extreme. That yesterday we were talking about the person who doesn't ever really want to hire anybody.
Right.
They just want to do, that's that guy.
Right.
And then there's us. And there's a lot of people like us who are the opposite end of the spectrum where, we just make the decisions. I actually send the mailer out. I do the mailer out because, the real reason is I like it. Mm-hmm. And I think it's part of the reason that we're successful. Could I sub it out? Probably. I still would have trouble letting go. Right. And Jill likes making the decisions.
Right.
She likes making the decision about, well, is this a good deal or not? Should we do it or not? And dealing with, at times, after the seller's warmed up by our staff, dealing with the seller. So there's all the possibilities about this in between.
Right.
I don't learn by textbooks. I never have. I think Jill does. Jill's a reader and a learner.
I'm a reader.
I learned through watching other people do stuff, like on YouTube. So you have to decide before, this kind of parlays into this topic. You have to decide what type of learner you are, or if you want to learn anything at all. But we'll get to that in a second. Today's topic, 5 levels of land company progress. This is the meat of the show. Let's start with you, Jill.
All right. Here are my 5 levels. I'm going to tell you them all. I won't. All right. They are, number 1, so you just started your land company. You're doing it all yourself, and you have a day job. That's level 1. You're just getting rolling here. You can't afford to leave your day job yet, as you should. So you're doing it all. Level 2, now you can afford to quit your day job. You've got that point. It probably was, I don't know how many months or a year or whatever it was. You reached that point when you realize, I've wasted, like I'm losing money on deals because of my day job now. I could make more money over here. Now it's time. So that's the thing. So it's level 2 is you commit, and it's 100%. This is your thing, and you're doing it all. So now level 3, you're going along. Everything's great. You can only do so much now. You need to bring in some help. So level 3 is you're going to hire some part-time help. Maybe it's someone you know. Maybe it's a virtual assistant, whoever it is, someone to help with some of the getting the deals done or whatever it is, the parts that you don't like, to free you up to do more deals or faster, bigger deals, whatever it is. So that's level 3. Number 4, for me, the level is now you've got just your land company. Now you need to hire staff. You have your VA is doing beyond what they can do. You need someone right here with you. You're doing, you're growing. You've grown that much, basically. Now you have a staff. And then level 5 is my favorite level because you have a staff, your business is going great. Well, gosh, could there be a level 5? It sounds like that's it. No. Now you can fund other people's deals. And these are all natural progressions that I've watched our members do. They have followed us. And I watch them doing it too. And that's the end because man, now you have a staff and a team, and you have enough money that you could put it out there and have it work for you on other people's deals. That's what you're doing, and that's
a true way to leverage talent and leverage this group. It is, all the people who want to do deals and want you to fund their deals are in this group already.
It's true.
That's something we could never do without Land Academy.
It's true.
I mean, we could, but it would
be a lot harder,
infinitely harder.
Well, because the thing about it, what you just said is that we could do it, but I don't know if I trust those people as much. Yeah. And I got to tell you, the deals that come to me, I know who they are. I know how they found them. I know how they price them. I know where they get their data. I know, all the things that we've taught them, and I know they're good deals.
Right.
And I've heard this from people out there too in our general community have said, boy, I know when I'm dealing with a Land Academy member right away. These guys are awesome.
So this is how I take this topic. Okay. The name of the topic is 5 Levels of Land Company Progress.
Okay.
So a lot of years ago, many, many years ago, I was sitting around my coffee table, like many, many, many listeners right now, wondering if I should buy and sell a piece of property. Wondering if I should get into the land business. Right. There's all this land. Every time you get in your car, you're driving around, there's a ridiculous amount of land out there. Should I do this or shouldn't I do this? All right, you know what? However you make decisions, you decide you're going to give it a shot. In my case, I went on to eBay. This is my level 1. Level 1 is for everybody, I think. You decided to do this or give it a shot. Most people never get to that point. They never decide to say, you know what? I'm actually going to try this as a business.
That's good.
For a million reasons, they just never get to level 1. That makes us all special. So stage 2 is, or level 2, you get yourself to the point where you've completed one property, the purchase and sale of one property. For me, there was no such thing as Land Academy. I went on to eBay, bought an 80-acre property, cleaned up the posting itself on the internet, added maps and some other stuff that was progressive for the time, and resold it for twice what I paid. And that was enough for me to move on to level 3. Level 3 was to start to take to take it seriously. So I got myself educated. It was baptism by fire. There was no program I could buy. Right. And I bought and sold several pieces of property. Back then it was just on eBay. That's certainly not what we do at all right now. Then I realized this is all while I'm having a real job. My level 4 was quitting my job, and really now I'm buying and selling property regularly, making a lot more money than I am at my regular job. And I said this sentence to myself, this job's costing me money. And so I successfully did that, and it worked. Because I quit my job, it freed my time up to spend time on more higher quality acquisitions for less money. And then level 5, which is where we are now, Jill and I, and we've been at level 5 since, I don't know, it's been quite some time. Right. Level 5 is institutionalize the business and just put all the mechanics together by really hiring good people that stick around and you trust and all of that. So
It's cool.
That's what I meant by this, and it's fine. I love
I
yours
like it.
too.
Yeah.
You know,
It depends on what you're looking for. I love it. There's two different ways to look at that.
right.
It's so good.
Of all the levels, which one's your favorite?
The one I'm in now.
I knew you were gonna
Do
say
you know what
that.
it is? It's
That
like
was a
it's
loaded
like being
question.
a parent. You know, you have a child and you're like, oh, this is so great. They don't change. That's how I did. Like when they were just little, like they're not going anywhere. They're not mobile. This is great. Don't change. The next phase, I'm like, oh, this is great, but don't now they can sit up, whatever. Don't change. And then the next level, I'm like, oh, hey, this is fun. And you know, you go on, and every level is fun. I find it. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird.
No, you're just, it's fine.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. It does not, there's
Yeah.
not a right or wrong way. My favorite is number 2. Number 1, in anything you do, is
Yeah.
really, really emotionally draining.
Huh?
My number 1.
Got
Should
it.
I do this or shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Should I make this time commitment? Because Jill and I just had this conversation because we're looking at starting another company specifically. It's not that it's not going to be successful. We know it's going to be successful. And we know now after starting a bunch of companies, and some of them worked and some of them didn't together,
Right.
we know what it takes to make an incredibly successful company. You know, this next one's got billion-dollar potential, valuation potential. The question that we're sitting there staring across the table from each other saying, do we want to do this?
That's it.
Do we want to put in what it's going to take
Right.
to get to the other side of this? Because neither one of us can do stuff halfway.
Right. That's the truth. We now know.
Yeah.
In a big way, what's involved and that we can do it, and that's it.
Buying and selling that first 80-acre property,
Right.
man, there's no better feeling. Then from there, testing it to see if it really works. You know, all throughout I was buying properties
Right.
at live auctions. I was doing it online. I was buying properties, and then eventually I devised the mail system that we all know and use.
Yeah.
That's fun, but there's nothing better than that initial deal.
Exactly.
And then the further you get, for me, the further you get through the levels, the less fun it is. It's just because it just becomes mechanics and operations and stuff.
I understand. You do love the front end stuff. You get that's your adrenaline, that's your time, if you could start, I'm sure this is true. If you could start a company a month and walk away and let someone else take it, you would probably do that.
People have approached me about that. Most people are not startup people. They're either investors, just like, here's a $400 million. Let's just see what happens. Try to
Exactly.
throw off a return.
Yeah.
And so by the time that happens, there's usually something to buy.
Right.
It's not just, you're not just buying an idea.
Right.
This is a topic for another show.
It is.
But I guess the whole takeaway from
It's
this
good.
is everything's a cycle. I mean, I guess you'd see that do you see that as a circle? These 5 levels? Do you see it as a U? Or do you see it as a timeline just going on forever?
I see it as a timeline.
That's how I see it.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, you've done it again. You spent another 20 minutes or so listening to the Land Academy show. Join us next time when Jill and I talk with member Tim Flood and how he shares his Land Academy experience.
And we answer your questions posted on our online community, landinvestors.com. It is free.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition. You know, Jill and I already recorded the Tim Flood interview, and I'm just still amazed at what people accomplish
Yeah.
in our group.
It's so great. It's motivating every day. If I ever wake up not in a good mood, if that ever happens, or if I'm ever like feeling bogged down or stressed, I'm like, why am I doing this? All I do is go into our online community. I go in social media and I check in with our members, and I'm like, oh, that's it. That's why. Because all I see is great stuff, celebrating people doing good deals. It's awesome. And that's what that's about.
I've been doing a lot of research because we're recording, to play off of what you're saying, Jill, recording House Academy right now. And the vast majority of what I see, and just not even real estate, but just a lot of self-education programs and a lot of, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
It's all what's possible, air quotes.
It's true.
It's not, here's how
what
you do it.
do.
Here's how you do it.
Yeah.
We just did it.
Yeah.
Here's the steps you take.
Yeah.
Follow along, step by step. Make sure you pause it a lot.
Right.
Make sure you pay attention. Pause it a lot. Go back. Pause it a lot. Go back. You
Right.
know? And then if you're stuck,
Watch for this,
if you're
watch for
stuck, go to
that.
the for them.
Yep.
Because there's a bunch of people, just like the question today.
You are right.
So it's all mystical what's possible. And I think regular education's like that. Like a college is like that, where you sit down in a class, it's all theory.
It's true.
Maybe it's some stuff that happened. Usually taught by people who are not even qualified at all to stand up there and grossly overpay for what they're telling you.
Isn't that a bummer? I can't. Taking a business class from someone who's never owned their business bothers me.
I couldn't agree more.
I have
Or
a
failed
problem
it.
with that. Exactly.
I took
Yeah.
a class one time, and this guy's whole claim to fame was that he bought a bunch of, this is in the 80s,
Okay.
bought a container full of stuff from China. Like one thing, it was like a thing that you would put on your desk, like with a globe where you'd put a pen in it or something,
Okay.
a decorative item for an executive's desk. Put an ad in the Wall Street Journal and made like $1.5 million selling this stuff. This is long before the internet. And so then he felt like he's a college professor after that.
It's hilarious. All right. I get it. That's so crazy. Hey, wherever you're watching or wherever you are listening, please subscribe and rate us there. We are Steve and Jill.
Information
And inspiration.
to buy undervalued property.